What's up, guys? It's your boy Snowball coming back at you with another awesome video. Hope y'all are doing well today. I know I am. Today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of another story time. Yes, I know I thought I wasn't going to do one of these for a while, but I've had some requests to do this, and today's story is going to be the first job that first real job I've ever had. Yes, your boy has had jobs besides YouTube, and still do. Mm. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Anyways, the first job that I had was down in South Carolina. It was at a country club. Now, most jobs you have are you get from like your parents or someone that you know. It's not you don't go out, fill out applications usually, and yeah. And that's the for instance that's the what happened with me. My stepdad was the superintendent at the country club, well, superintendent of the grounds, and he got me hired on. So I was working out at a country club for maintenance. The first few years, I worked up at tennis, which I didn't really work with my stepdad. I worked more with the tennis pro who has been out there for 20 plus years, and I believe he still is out there or not out there. I don't even know anymore. I haven't kept track. So, anyways, we would take and I would be the ones that got all the tennis courts ready each and every day. I would brush the courts, roll the courts, brush the lines, make sure that the windscreens are tied down. Everything that you could think of that needs to be done, I did it. We had a set of hydro courts, clay courts, and hard courts. So the clay courts, I made sure that they were watered when need be, and the hydro courts, I had to adjust the water levels. Which, little side note, hydro courts are a pain in the rear end. I'm not going to say what I was when I wanted to because I don't want to get demonetized, but it is what it is. They are a pain in the rear end to deal with. The levels you take with the hydro quartz, the water comes from underneath and soaks to the top. So the irrigation comes from these boxes that are in the ground and these like little valves and stuff that's in the boxes. You take and turn that valve just a tad bit, you could end up flooding the whole court. It's very sensitive. And the courts that I worked on were older. They had a lot of issues, especially the clay courts. They were always getting algae on the back end because of where the courts were located. They were located on top of a hill, and all the water would rush to this one area, and it would just get algae all the time. It literally ticked me off when I would go and see that because if you take and play tennis on algae, you can end up slipping and busting your ankle up pretty bad. So, anyways, that's the day-to-day basis, and I would do like small things around the shop as well to change out the trash, change out the little two steps water things that you wash your shoes off in, and all that, and paint benches when need be, and all that. And then twice a year, we would take and we would do what is called resurfacing. Now, resurfacing is where we take and strip the whole courts and put new clay down. So it's actually a lot of fun and a lot of hard work. You would take all the dead clay and you would literally scrape it all off. So when you scrape all the dead clay off, then you put the new clay on and you got to spread it out, roll it, everything, and make sure it's just absolutely perfect. Then you flood the quartz pretty much to make sure it's packed down. So, anyways, and whenever we did do the resurfacing, my stepdad would allow a couple of other guys, usually two Hispanics, which was actually kind of funny because I'll get into that story in a second. Um, what we did was he would always send these two Mexicans up to help resurface, and they were hard workers. It was Jesus was who didn't speak any English whatsoever, and then his son David. So they were hard workers, and Jesus spoke no English. David spoke English, but Jesus didn't. Well, very little. He spoke a little bit. But whenever he would say that he needed to go dump the gators, which is the vehicles that we would put the old clay in, we would shovel it up and put the old clay in it. Then he would say, Ross, dumpy dump, dumpy dump. At first, I was like, dumpy dump, what? Until they explained to me that's what he means when he's saying he's got to go dump the load. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was like a little lingo that we had, and then when they tried to take and brush out the courts one time, they used the golf cart, and they were messing up a little bit. They were driving on the lines and stuff, which is a big no-no. And I'm like, no. So it was actually a whole lot of fun. I worked up there for a couple years, and I was the one that would help get things set up for like tournaments and stuff too. I would make sure weeds and all that. It was a pain in the rear end, but it was fun. And then the last several years, I worked on the golf course. Now, keep in mind, at that point, I did not know how to do anything. I didn't know how to mow grass, weed eat, or anything. I literally was starting from scratch. So when I got up there, we basically had my stepdad had to show my stepdad and his assistant had to show me how to do things pretty much behind my mom's back, because if he was to tell my mom that I was weed eating or mowing, she would have flipped. Like literally, she would have flipped. So, but he taught me how to mow the greens, which that part I hated doing that. It wasn't so much that it was hard, it was just I never got like you look at the green as like a clock. When they would say 10, well 10 to 6 was the easiest, but like 3 to 9, it just screwed me up. I would literally have to sit there and visualize a clock on each and every green. And a lot of times I would get paired with this one person who would literally give me most of the green, and he would take a small portion because you had two people on the same working together on the same green. Now, when I was working with like Jesus or one of them, they would literally split the greener in half, and if they couldn't, they would take the most. So it was actually pretty cool. And then we would take and mow tee. I learned how to mow tees, sand bunkers. I learned a lot of things up there. I painted. I took and cleaned out sheds. It was a whole lot of fun. So that and all in all, it was a lot of fun. My first job was a lot of fun. Probably could have gotten into a lot of trouble for a lot of the scams that I did, because seeing that my stepdad was the superintendent of the greens and of the land maintenance, he had full access to the club. So we would go up, I would go up and go to the pool and stuff like that and have fun as well. So, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this small story time. I know it was a short one, but hey, it is what it is. Make sure to check out our on Friday, our gaming Fridays. We're going to be having, I forget what the game is. I'll have to go back and look again. But anyways, we got it all recorded. We got most of the videos recorded ahead of time. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that notification bell so that you will be notified as to when I upload. And until Friday, I'm out, y'all.
11, 18. Bet, please. Dealer shows A's. No blackjack. Hid. 19. Stand. Hid. That's unlucky. Hid. 11. Hid. 12. Hid. 20. Stand. Soft 14. 19.